Well, hello there, it's Greggy Soriano. We are going to make a Taylor Swift cake. From making a 2D sculpture out of cake, learning how to paint on fondant with food coloring, how to glue your fondant decorations onto your cake, you're going to learn all that right here today on Greggy's Digest. And you blah blah forever. And you blah blah to stay. It's a menace and never. And the mother is done day. Oh, Starbucks lovers, and known as I stay. And I've got a blank page, baby, and I'll write your name. Welcome to Cake Carving 101. First, you need a serrated knife. The objective here is to get a general shape of a Starbucks cup. I stacked and filled the cake with each layer of buttercream, just like you would with a regular cake. So I'm chopping off both sides of the cup. No cake goes to waste at all in Greggy land. I take each piece that I cut off and build onto my cake as if it were like a puzzle. I'm making the cup a tad bit taller and a little bit flat on the top of the lid. Now we're crumb coating the cake, and I'm putting a generous amount of buttercream on the top of the cake. I'm spreading it around and making sure that I have an overhang when I spread out my buttercream. If you really want to learn how to perfectly frost a cake with buttercream, then click on this little thingamajiggy right here. At this point, I've completely frosted the sides, and notice the overhang, it has shifted to go over the top. Take your spatula and slightly swipe towards the middle. Notice the sharp, smooth edge that it's creating? Bingo! Lightly swipe with little to no pressure. Now that you've swiped it like a credit card, place into the Frigidaire to cool. Roll out your fondant to be big enough to cover your board and your cake, so now you don't have to worry about covering your board separately. Use a palette knife to trim. I created a drawing of Taylor Swift on a Starbucks cup saying the correct lyrics to the song. You could go to my blog at greggysoriano.com to print it out. Knead your fondant until it's malleable and sprinkle some cornstarch onto your silicone mat. Roll it out onto the size of your drawing. I have this wooden sculpting tool with a pointy tip, also this sculpting tool as well, that I like to use to trace onto the fondant, and the indent that goes onto the fondant, when I'm tracing, I use it as a guide for when I paint onto the fondant. I just said fondant 3 times. Ew. At this point, I've painted most of it. Now I'm doing a little bit of her hair, and adding a little bit of pieces that I missed out on. And here I'm doing her eyeballs, and her lashes. She needs a little bit of extensions right there. And what I'm using is a liner brush, and I use this all the time, every time I paint, so I can get tiny details. Here I have a nice, wide, clean brush that I'm going to dip into the water. Water is the best glue when it comes to adhering any of your fondant decorations or gum paste decorations onto your cake. A little bit goes a long way, so you just want it to be nice and tacky. Carefully place your fondant decoration onto the top of your cake and make sure it's nice and centered. Fill a piping bag with royal icing or buttercream. And right here I'm using a number 2 tip, and I am piping a bead border. And I am so sorry, you guys. I did not think to do my hair today. I did not have time to blow it out and flat iron it. I had no idea my big old fro was in the way. Up, there goes my ratchet bird's nest again, covering the piping. There we go. I'm doing a very fine bead border, doing pressure, pull, and there you go. And now I'm doing the bottom with a slightly larger bead border. and pat, 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 boom, 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 boom. That was my piping song. To finish this cake off, I have some washi tape in a coordinating color in some seafoam stripes. I'm going to use it as trim to the sides of my baseboard. And there you have it. Don't say I didn't, warn ya. Click on the cute little bumblebee to subscribe, click on the video to view my last episode on the right, and visit my website at www.greggysoriano.com. Oh, and follow me on social media in the description links down below. Thanks!